is this place? What? Oh my god.
This has got to be one of the craziest new episodes that have been released, and a big shout out to Bestie Kenz for tagging me in a clip of this episode on TikTok, because without her, we would not be here discussing the mess together, and boy, is it ever a mess. This is season 9, episode 3, so it's a new one for you besties. So the episode starts off with Cammy cussing Neve out and playing a prank on him, which is a solid 10 out of 10 way to start an episode. He doesn't fall for it though, but she tried her best, and I just wish she would get him good one time, because he's gotten her so many times, and I just feel like our girl deserves to get her lick back. Y'all already know how I feel about a good lick back. We get an email from Mohammed, who lives in California. He claims to be a 33-year-old entrepreneur who lives in both LA and Atlanta. Anytime someone's like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, side eye. People who are like, yeah, I'm into crypto, I'm a trader. Are you sure you're just not out here scamming people?
Girl.
I know not everybody who does those things scams people, but it's just something that is always in the back of my mind. So about 5 months ago, he says that he met 27-year-old Ashley, who he describes as extremely beautiful, on Tinder, and they have basically been virtually inseparable ever since, because of course, if he's on Catfish, they ain't never met. He never seen her on video chat, nothing like that. So he says that Ashley is an entrepreneur herself, that she runs a trucking company and owns a couple of properties, so he really likes that about her. He likes that she's a go-getter, that she's a hustler, that she works hard, and personally, me, if any man tells me, yeah, I love the way that you're a hard-working woman, I'm running. Because I know you're about to run my ass into the ground. I'm not doing that. I'm a soft, dainty, and delicate lady who is adverse to hard work, and you will treat me as such.
Sure, Jan.
So Ashley was apparently living in Atlanta when they first started talking, but she has recently moved to LA, which is where Mohammed is based basically full time, but they still have not met.
Oh, Lord.
That is, again, some classic Catfish shit, okay? So he says that he doesn't want to cut her off, so he needs their help, which, sir, be so fucking for real. If you're like, yeah, I probably should cut her off, but I don't want to.
Everybody's so creative.
How is Catfish supposed to help you, sir? Because if you know you should cut her off, and you're a spiritual guy, but you're not listening to your own intuition, I don't know what to tell you. But since Mohammed is in LA, they decide to just go over and meet him to discuss everything in person, because they're gonna have to do that anyways, so why waste time? Mohammed then gives us his life story, and honestly, none of it is truly relevant to the episode or to the plot or anything that's really going on here, but he does let us know that he is apparently a very spiritual person who is all about his bag and enjoying life, traveling, all those sorts of things, which, love that for you. That sounds like a very good way to live an enjoyable life, especially in a crumbling capitalistic society. So Mohammed then says that 9/11 took a very negative toll on his life due to Islamophobia and xenophobia and the negative connotation that many have with his name, which is extremely unfortunate and also extremely unfair. It's crazy to judge someone by their name unless their name is something stupid like Apple. Because then I just know you have extremely wealthy parents who knew that you would never have to work a day in your life. And then I'm judging you. But Mohammed says that this is the reason that when he is applying for jobs, which I'm like, okay, applying for jobs, you said you're an entrepreneur.
Hold up.
Okay, but he says that when he's applying for jobs or just doing anything that requires his name to be on paper before the person meets him, he changes his name. So when he met Ashley on Tinder, his name was Justin.
Yeah.
Ashley does not know that his name is in fact Mohammed.
Question mark.
They exclusively talk on WhatsApp, which is odd to me. They also do talk on the phone, but they've never video chatted because Ashley is apparently super busy, because not only does she run all her businesses, she's apparently a truck driver herself.
This girl is delusional.
I don't know if men are just getting more desperate or if they've always been this dense, because we'll get to it later, because once you see the picture of who the girl is, you're gonna be like, there's no way that fucking girl looks like a truck driver. Mohammed said that for the first couple of months, he didn't find it that weird that they haven't been able to meet because he is also so busy, but at this point, he is sick of the excuses. It's been too long, even for him. They both apparently do not have social media, but when Neve sees the pictures of Ashley, he is immediately dumbfounded. He is so in shock. This man cannot do anything but laugh.
Who is it? You don't know who this is?
And you know it's bad when Neve is laughing at you within the first 10 minutes of the episode. At that point, I'd be like, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Cut the cameras.
Deadass.
He then shows Cammy the pictures, and she honestly has the exact same reaction, if not worse.
Show me!
Wait.
Because besties, the pictures are of the famous TikToker, Charli D'Amelio. At one point, she was TikTok's most followed person. She has her own spin-off reality TV show. She's been linked to numerous celebrities. Charli D'Amelio. That's who this man thinks he is in love with, thinks he is in an exclusive relationship with.
Wake up. Wake up.
Again, this man claims to not have any social media, and since he isn't on social media, he would have no way of really knowing who Charli D'Amelio is, and arguably even people who are like, I would say 30 plus and are on social media, they may not know who this is, especially if you're a man, because her content is not for the men. I don't even know if she really makes content anymore, but when she was making content, it was just like dancing videos, like stuff that was applying to the younger crowd. While it's giving major side eye for that, I'm not, like, that part sounds believable to me. However, what I will say is that based on the pictures that he showed us that the Catfish sent him, Charli looks extremely young in those pictures. Like late teens, maybe early 20s. And there's absolutely no way that this man really believed that this girl was a 27-year-old trucker.
He fucking for real.
And him being like, oh, she's so beautiful. This girl looks really young. She looks really young. And they don't ever address that part of it. But hey. I don't even know what to say. Hey, it is what it is. So Nev and Cami break the news to Mohammed, and he just kind of awkwardly smiles, reiterates that over and over that this is crazy, and he seems to be in somewhat a state of shock.
Well, sorry to break it to you. That was the quickest investigation we've ever done.
He says that he never found out who she was because he didn't show her pictures to anybody else. So he was kind of keeping this relationship on the low. Mohammed says that her voice matches the pictures.
Like, does she sound like a younger white girl?
Yeah, but she sounds a little urban.
Which, what the hell does that mean?
Quickly.
Her voice matches the pictures, but she sounds a little bit urban. Like she's got a little bit of twang in her voice or something. So then her voice doesn't match the pictures?
Why you booing me? I'm right.
But Mohammed says that he is now confused as to why the person who is behind this would do all of this, because she hasn't tried to get money from him. She hasn't tried to scam him in any way. So he wants to know why she did it. And honestly, some people, they be catfishing on their free time. Be catfishing for fun. Ashley Taylor. So Nev tells Mohammed,
you better meditate.
and they head out. And as they're driving off, Nev makes a horrible pun.
Either way, the timeline on their relationship is tick-tocking down.
But we would expect nothing less from him at this point, and then they get to investigating. As they're walking into the cafe to get their investigation started, Cami says that she wore her good butt jeans, and I fear that Cami's butt always looks good. Just like mine always looks good. We're twins. I just realized that y'all have only really ever seen me from like the chest up, and so you don't know that I got a big, huge, juicy. So Nev tries to take a peek at her little booty, or should I say her big booty.
Let's see.
Not for you, for the camera.
Now me personally, if I were Nev's wife and I saw that, I would lose my mind, because Laura is literally the quite opposite of Cami. Like she's very small, she's very petite, she has very little booty. Okay, but hey, maybe that is just the crazy Scorpio in me. So Nev and Cami agree that this will be a very easy investigation because they already know that she is not Miss Charli D'Amelio, which duh. Mohammed clearly doesn't know very much about her, which is not shocking because that's how he ended up in this situation in the first place. So all they can really do is just search her phone number since they already know who the girl is in the pictures. They instantly get a hit for someone named Misty Fix, who is about 39 years old and lives in Palm Beach. They search for her on Facebook and they find a profile immediately. This lady apparently lives in Georgia and she made a post about spending a lot of time on TikTok. So possible suspect number one, okay? But then they decide to run the phone number again, this time just on Google, not on a specific search engine. And they get a hit on a Black-owned business site for a trucking company named Royal World Transport, which, okay, we're getting somewhere, which is shocking because usually when we just have a phone number, we get nowhere. But they Google the company and they see that it is in fact a legit business, and Simone Harris is shown as the COO on LinkedIn. But I don't know, they said that the LinkedIn profile was giving very catfish, and I agree, like something about it just looks off, it doesn't look real. But basically Simone Harris is claiming to be a financial entrepreneur and co-owner of Royal World Transport, but the picture on the profile and basically the whole profile is giving catfish.
So as soon as we find out who you are, trust you will be dealt with. Period.
So they find Simone's Instagram and it's a private account with 0 posts and over 70,000 followers. Nev says that it wouldn't make sense for this lady to be a catfish because she's beautiful. And it's like, sir.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Oh my God, sir. How many times do we need to go through this? I'll keep saying it if it keeps being brought up. What the catfish looks like is truly irrelevant. If they're insecure, they're insecure. It doesn't matter if you perceive them to be beautiful because on the inside they feel ugly. It's season 9 of Catfish. Catfish has been going on for like half my life. You should know this. So they send her a message asking her if they can speak with her about her business partner, Ashley, and just wait for a response. So they decide to head back to Mohammed, and Neve says that he doesn't want to get homeboy's hopes up because Simone is more fun than Miss Charlie.
And is even, I think, arguably better looking.
But she's beautiful.
So if he were Mr. Mohammed,
I would be very, very excited.
and again, this is...
Oh, Lord.
Neve, you have a white wife at home. But also, you just called Miss Charlie ugly. So Cammy reminds him once again,
Don't get that boy's hopes up.
and then they head out. Mohammed is wearing a hat once again when they arrive, and I just want to know what he looks like without his hat, to be honest with you. Are you hat fishing us, sir? Do you have a little patch in the back like Gino from 90 Day Fiance? What is going on up under that hat? What secrets are you keeping in your hat? So Mohammed says that he has been meditating a lot and trying to manifest a positive outcome.
See how different that looks?
I firmly believe in meditation, and I also believe in manifestation, but I also do believe that you need to use your common sense. And if a situation was not destined to work out for you, you can meditate and you can manifest as much as you want. The situation is still not going to work out for you because that's what's in your highest good. That's what's in your best interest. If we're talking about things in this context alone. So they get right into things. They waste absolutely no time and they show him what they know. Mohammed says that he doesn't recognize Miss Misty Fix. He doesn't recognize the name, doesn't recognize the pictures. He then tells us that he does not know the name of Ashley's business, which is crazy to me. But he says that since it's a trucking company, everything is looking good so far. I couldn't imagine dating someone who's like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I have this business, this business, this business. And I'm not like, hey, what is the business? Tell me about it. Just in casual conversation, because I know on the back end, I'm about to go do some serious stalking to verify that you do in fact own this business and it's a legit business. He then sees Simone's pictures and he says that Simone looks familiar because he knows her. And they used to do business together.
I know her.
Which is crazy. Okay, it's crazy. This man is about to get so delusional. I can't even prepare you for what's about to happen next. He says that he cleaned some of her properties and she had a man's at the time, so they never connected. He then has the audacity to say that Simone is just aight looking.
But you agree she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's alright.
Meanwhile, he was saying that Miss Charlie D'Amelio is drop dead gorgeous and all that.
Make it make sense.
Sir, be so real. Be so for real, okay? Simone actually looks like a grown woman. Charlie looks like a little girl in the pictures that you have of her.
You're nasty.
Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. So Cammy's catfish wheels then begin turning, and she says that she thinks Simone was trying to catfish her mans using the Tinder account and use Charlie D'Amelio's pictures because everyone who's in that general age range would know that the page is fake and they wouldn't try and match with her. Well, everyone apparently except Mr. Mohammed / Justin. So Neve is convinced that it's her, but Mohammed is in complete denial and Neve cusses at him like, be for real.
No,
It's
I
her.
have not been talking to Simone.
Who the else do you think you're talking to then?
Even after Cammy shows him how easy it is to change your voice, especially if you're a black woman and you're working in any sort of like business space, you know how to just like make your voice sound really nice and sweet. And
Do the white girl voice.
Customer service voice is like really easy to use if you wanted to.
even after Cammy does that, he doesn't believe her. He still doesn't believe that the catfish is Simone, which is crazy because everything is pointing to it being Simone. But honestly, what else would you expect from a man who believed that this girl was a 27-year-old trucker?
You stupid.
Delusion at its worst. So Neve then tries to get him excited about Simone because she is just so beautiful.
You could come on this show 1,000 more times and you're never gonna see a picture of a girl this good looking.
It's the way you act.
Mohammed then tries to counteract everything Neve is saying by being like, oh, but she lied. And Neve is like, okay, but ho, you lied too. You lied too. So So then after all this yapping, all this jibber jabber, Mohammed admits that he had previously tried to shoot a shot or two at Simone.
She straight friends on me, you know.
First of all, anytime a man is like, yeah, I may have shot my shot once or twice, I know you were on her ass like white on rice. I know you were not leaving her alone, and she had to tell you, I just want to be friends, as a way for you to leave her alone. Because she was obviously not interested then, and maybe she's interested now, but she was not interested then. You were trying to smash and she didn't let you, so you're like, yeah, she friend zoned me. Is it that she friend zoned you? Or is it that she had a man and she was being loyal? Is it that she friend zoned you? Or did she hire you to complete a service for her? She wasn't interested in dating someone who she hired to do business for her. Also, the friend zone is not real. It's not real. It's not a thing. If you're my friend, you're my friend. So they then send a text directly to Ashley/Simone asking her to reach out to them because she hasn't answered their Instagram DM. The crew then heads out. Neve says that it's all too coincidental, but all this is either going to have a fairy tale ending or it'll be a huge disaster. And I want you right now to place your bets on which one it will be, because I think I know. And I will just say it's not going to be any of the positive outcomes that Mohammed manifested.
Thank God.
So the next day, Neve says that he hasn't heard from our catfish, so he then decides to meet up with Cammy and Mohammed to come up with a plan. On the way to Mohammed's, Neve sends another text to Le Catfish, and she texted back just saying like, what's up? So casually. And it's like, girl, what the hell? What do you mean, what's up? So she then says that she has a lot of concerns and she doesn't know if meeting up is a good idea. She then eventually texts back and says that her friend has a coffee shop in Inglewood that they can meet up at. As Cammy's going back over the messages, because at this point Neve is driving, she realizes that Neve slipped up. He done fucked up.
You said Mohammed.
Oh,
Because he mentioned Mohammed instead of Justin. But because of this, they just take it as a sign that this is in fact Simone, the catfish. Otherwise, the catfish would have questioned the whole name thing, being like, who's Mohammed?
But
She
didn't
knows.
say-
She
She
didn't say
knows.
anything,
She didn't
so
say anything.
it's gotta be her.
It's gotta be her.
Girl, we know it's you, and we're coming for you. They pull up on Mohammed, they fill him in quickly, and he is once again wearing a hat. Sir, I want to know what you're hiding underneath the hat. Show me, please. So they then head out to the coffee shop to meet up with Miss Ashley/Simone. At this point, all my money's on the fact that it's Simone. So they walk into the coffee shop and head to the back, and Cammy makes Neve walk in first.
You go first.
Which is absolutely killing me because I personally would have done the same thing. If I don't know what type of mess we're walking into, I'm absolutely going to send the white cis straight man in ahead of me. Cause sir, better you than me. But their reactions to seeing the catfish are actually crazy.
What the is this place? What? Oh my god.
But we then do see that it is in fact Simone. Simone and Mohammed give each other some weird half-assed hug before Simone confirms that she has been Ashley this whole time, which, girl, we knew that. She then just kind of rambles off random catfish excuses that we hear far too often, where she says that she was just going through a hard time and she didn't technically lie.
what?
And Mohammed's like, yes, you did. You absolutely lied. Like, what are you talking about? But Simone then doesn't really address that, and she says that she went on Tinder to meet people after her relationship ended, so the one that Mohammed referenced before, and she stumbled upon Mohammed and they just connected, which I personally am not buying this because I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. So Neve questions why she used pictures of Charlie instead of pictures of herself, and then she admits that she made the profile to try and find her ex-boyfriend, and she didn't want news to get back to the ex-boyfriend that she was on there as herself, because then it would have looked like she's moving on, when in reality she's just making sure that he's not moving on.
Why do you hoes act like if you ain't in no relationship, you gon' die?
This is crazy bitch behavior. I wouldn't even do this.
Girl.
She says that she immediately recognized Mohammed, and the name being Justin on there didn't faze her because, well, she was lying about everything too. Then Simone says that she did not like Mohammed.
Did you like me?
No, I just felt that we could do good business.
And Neve is like, girl, that doesn't make any sense. Like, y'all did more than business talk. If you were interested in just doing business, you could have just said that. Y'all were romantically involved, talking about, I just wanted to do business. Don't do this. Please don't do this. So she then shuts down any idea that their situation is romantic.
No, it was more so business.
And is that all that it is?
Yeah, it's nothing more.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
And Cammy is like, how would catfishing him rekindle a business relationship that y'all used to have?
Make it make sense.
Like, it's not making sense, girl. It is not making sense, and it's not looking good for you. Again, I said this in the video that YouTube won't let me put up yet, but if you want to go and watch it, it's 32 minutes. It's a long video and it's over on Patreon. You can find that link in the description below. But I said in that video that it makes me cringe when people lie and they're bad liars. Because why would you do that? Just be honest. But Simone then says that
Ashley's like my alter ego.
and that's the name that she gives to random guys whenever she goes out and people hit on her. But she does clarify that Ashley, in fact, has feelings for Mohammed.
Was there a vibe between Ashley and Justin?
Yeah, there was.
Girl, this is some David Denise bullshit all over again, and I don't have the mental capacity to do that right now. She then admits that she would change her voice whenever she talked to Mohammed on the phone, and Cami clocks it once again. She's on this girl's ass, and she says
That's a lot to try to keep up with somebody that you don't like, as Simone at least.
be so fucking for real now, my girl, be for real. So then they all sit down, and this is where things kind of go left. Things were already turning, slowly tilting left, but then they just make a hard fucking left turn here, okay? So Simone says that Ashley and Mohammed was genuine, but Mohammed and Simone, absolutely nothing going on there.
Wait. Hold up.
Which, just like David and Denise, I'm just going to say this just sounds like someone who is mentally unstable, who should not be pursuing a romantic relationship with any kind. So Simone then flips the script,
I kind of got a question for you.
puts the blame back on Mohammed.
How you think you building with somebody who you never even saw before? I don't get that.
I fear she ate him up. I fear, because that is a good point. It's just messed up coming from her because she's the one who was behind it. She was the one doing all of it, but it is a valid point, unfortunately. So Cami then jumps in and tries to make it seem like they're homegirls and is like, yeah, that sounds a little crazy, right? Someone says, yeah, that sounds crazy. And then Cami eats her up and she says, well, so does pretending to be someone else on the phone for hours.
So does pretending to be somebody else on the phone with him for hours.
You in danger, girl.
They were not playing with this girl. So Simone then says that a part of her feels bad and part of her doesn't feel bad. And then she tries to shame Mohammed once again, but Mohammed is not dealing with it. He gets up and he walks out the room. So then Simone gets kind of loud, but Mohammed isn't having any of it. He just keeps walking, unfazed. So Neve then goes to talk to Mohammed while Cami stays with Simone. Neve lets him know that he doesn't have to keep talking to Simone if he doesn't want to. They can just kind of end this here because Neve can see that this is not going anywhere. It's not being productive. Like, we're not just gonna keep sitting here for hours and hours talking and not getting nowhere. So Cami then basically just tells Simone, like, there's no need to play baseball in every conversation. Like, you don't have to hit back everything he's saying. You can just focus on having a productive conversation. Simone says that she's gonna feel the way she feels, and Cami says, yeah, well, so is Mohammed, and both of your feelings can be true. Like, there's no need for you to try and invalidate him. So then Neve and Mohammed come back in. Mohammed apologizes for storming out.
I do want to start apologizing for walking out like that.
And Simone apologizes for invalidating his feelings.
And I apologize for kind of invalidating your emotions.
So it seems like we're maybe getting somewhere. Maybe, kind of, sort of. So Neve then says that since they are very spiritual, divine beings, they shouldn't have left each other on that negative note with that negative, sour ass energy. He doesn't say that exactly. I'm paraphrasing in the way that I would have said it, but he says that's why it's important for them to come back together, leave things on better terms. So Mohammed says that he's good.
I'm a Pisces. I go with the flow.
And sidebar, Pisces men scare me. Pisces men do not go with the flow. In my experience, at least, water sign men are the devil. They're the devil, they're the devil. But Pisces men especially scare me just because I find them so, how do I say it, love bomb-y? Okay, years ago, I went on a date with someone and things were going well until he told me on the first date that he loved me, and then he tried to act like he didn't say it.
Electric chair.
And he was a Pisces. He had like major Pisces placements. If you can, stay away from water sign men at all costs. Maybe just avoid men in general and you'll be better off for it. But anyways, back to what's going on here with the catfish. Simone then says that she wants to continue to connect with him on business only, but basically she's open to whatever happens going forward. So it's like, you're trying to put it out there like, oh, like nonchalant, you're trying to play hard to get, like, I don't really want him. I just want you for business, but you know, something else happens. I'm sure we could work it out.
Trash.
Girl, do you want him or not? If you want him, just say that. If you don't want him, also just say that. It's then awkward, like there's awkward silence, but
Okay.
But then they decide it's time to head out. So in our 2-month follow-up, Mohammed is finally on camera without his hat, and honestly, I think he looks so much better without it on. Bald head, big beard, a vibe every time. It'll have some of the girlies weak in the knees. Mohammed doesn't have me weak in the knees. I'm very strong in my knees, but somebody else out there will be like that. He says that he's doing so much better. He says that he and Simone spoke once because she's nice on the eyes, but on the brain, it's so much weight, it's so much pressure. He basically just said, this bitch is crazy. She stresses me out, so we don't talk no more. So Simone then gets on the camera looking wildly different, but I think the main difference is she was just wearing like very strong makeup the first time we saw her, and here she's very natural face. She's very beautiful both ways, but it was just like a little bit of a, oh, okay. She says that life is good, but things didn't work out between her and Mohammed, which like, yeah, girl, we know. We knew that based on the meeting that things were not gonna work out. She says that she was hoping that they could be closer, but at this point it's nothing, and she is now missing him as Simone, not only as Ashley. Girl, I need you to seek help, please, okay? Simone, seek help. Ashley, seek help. Okay, to be so real with you, this whole episode to me felt like a scheme set up by Todd. It didn't feel real. I couldn't tell if Simone was really like that unstable or if this was a plot that her and Mr. Mohammed concocted to kind of get their businesses out there because they're both entrepreneurs, so they're trying to like get the Catfish attention. That's kind of what it felt like to me. But yeah, I don't know, something about this episode didn't feel real to me. I was also confused because Mohammed said that he's not on social media, and I can totally believe that. But also I'm thinking, if you're an entrepreneur in 2024 or 2023, whenever this was filmed, and like if you're an entrepreneur in the last 10 years, you have to have an online presence. I think in the end, it just, I don't know, it was also very weird because Mohammed kept flip-flopping, acting like, yeah, she's fine, no, she's not fine, I'm not interested in her, but I'm still side-eyeing him for talking about how attracted he was to someone who clearly looked like a little girl. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Again, I'm wearing the necklace. Peep the necklace. Okay, this is not a pre-gym Jada video. This is not a post-gym Jada video. It's a rest day. But because YouTube won't let me upload my other video, I had to come on for y'all and try to get you another video this week. Thank you so very much for being here. I love and appreciate you. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you're aware of every single time that I upload, okay? Thank you so much for being here, besties. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Can't tell if it's foggy in my room or if I'm simply just not wearing my glasses. Comment a glasses emoji if you watched all the way to the end.